Hello folks, this is Aidan Jonah, Editor-in-Chief of the Canada Files here, bringing you a rather outrageous story that's just come up. Let's take a look at it now. So this comes from a report done by the Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs and International Development from the Canadian Parliament, and this was presented to the House on May 3rd, 2023. So the part that really sparks already some outrage is this part here on the 22nd page, where it says that Haitian President Jean-Bertrand Aristide exiled himself from the country for a second time in 2004. Of course, this is wholly false. If you take a look at this article by The Breach, and many other sources, it's quite clear that this was a case where U.S. forces took President Aristide out of the country, and it was Canadian Special Forces that secured Haiti's airport while Aristide was forced out of the country. This US-led, Canada-backed coup in Haiti, remember, it was one of the key meetings was organized in Ottawa. It was a disgrace. And it's caused so much damage. But it's really impossible to understand the situation in Haiti without, going back to the very start. That's because, in 1804, you had the Haitian Revolution completed. It was able to, Haiti was able to declare its independence from France that year. This revolution saw a nation of slaves freed from slavery by their own hand. And then they were essentially extorted into an insane amount of debt. That is exactly 150 million francs that was forced upon Haiti as a price of independence in 1825. This offer, of course, quote-unquote offer, came with a squadron of 14 brigs of war that had more than 500 cannons. So there really wasn't a choice for Haiti in terms of not taking this offer, right? They were under such pressure from the French in terms of violent invasion that they had to make this move. And this was 10 times the amount that the U.S. had paid for Louisiana. They paid around $15 million for that. So just to give you an understanding of how outrageous that was, right? So you had Haiti really struggling for many years to try to do their best to pay off some of that amount that they were illegitimately forced to pay. They were scraping by, they struggled, but they were making it through. But then any hopes of sovereignty that, the limited sovereignty they had, thanks to the severe debt that they had imposed upon them, that was cut completely. The farce was, it ended even in the slightest. So you had, in 1915, actually, it was an article by Yves Engler for Canadian Dimension back in 2020, noted that you had a U.S. invasion in 1915 that crushed, like I said, any little bits of hope, and the push for any sort of genuine sovereignty free of that horrible debt. So this came about that Haiti was really controlled, absolutely controlled, by the U.S. for many years. And then you had a transition, of course. Haitians weren't just going to be allowed to govern their own country, to be sovereign. Instead, you had a transition to a dictator, specifically François Duvalier, in 1957. Of course, this report by the Canadian Parliament's committee completely ignores that this was backed by the United States and Duvalier, and then his son Jean-Claude Duvalier, who ruled from 1971 to 1986. They, of course, had strong U.S. support, Canadian support. The Western support was absolutely there. So really, already this is ignoring a lot of the historical context. And let's be real here, that's intentional. Then, of course, you have the 1990 elections, where you had Jean-Bertrand Aristide. Democracy was offered in the hope of neoliberalism coming in to Haiti. Jean-Bertrand Aristide won, and he was starting to implement some reforms. But then there's a military coup in 1991 after just a few months of him governing. So you had a really nasty treatment of Haitians by the United States, and it's not exactly that Canada was exactly a warrior, for Haiti. They weren't. Canada's been supportive of intervention in Haiti and taking advantage of the Haitian people's suffering for so long. And it was an interesting point in terms of that. You had a point by Jean-Bertrand who mentioned that there was a U.S. backing to that coup against Haiti. So if you folks see here, I'll source it down there. Go check out the film Haiti, Harvest of Hope, which is directed by Kevin Pina. So getting back to the timeline of this ludicrous report, of course, then, of course, you're translating back and you have the UN effectively dictatorship over Haiti. And then, Lavalas manages to get back into power for a term. And then, the Western powers don't like that. So you have a Western puppet essentially forced into office via, fraudulent elections and election manipulation. That 2011 new president was Michel Martelly. And then, of course, you would have Jovenel Moïse be the next president afterwards, and eventually, he would be assassinated. But this backing for these fraudulently elected folks that came into power in Haiti, yet again, it was backed by the West. There was Canadian, military RCMP personnel until 2017. So, and there's constantly nowadays, there's still talk about Canada being involved potentially in intervention. You have, of course, Canadian warships being sent off the side recently. You have really just a devastating set of damage here. And there's also, of course, the Canada doesn't support Haiti's, the push by some in Haiti to actually have France pay reparations. So Canada is very much on the wrong side in terms of Haiti. And this report that's being pushed is really a lot of misinformation. And you're already seeing Haitians being quite unhappy about this. And it's completely reasonable. This is a farcical report, and it's just a mockery of the suffering of the Haitian people. It's Canadian imperialism and Canada's imperialist parliament at it again. So, folks, if you appreciated this video and you appreciate the journalism the Canada Files does, you can do us a big solid and set up a monthly or annual donation at the donor box link below. It'll be in the link in the description. So, folks, thanks for watching. Hope you folks enjoyed this video. Goodbye.